Hey, deserving listeners. Today, I'm going to answer patron emails. I'm going to try to cram as many emails as possible into one episode. This is the Psychology in Seattle podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Kirk Honda. I'm a therapist and a professor. And this episode is just for patrons of the podcast. I want to reward the patrons for becoming patrons. So if you're not a patron, this episode is going to end in a very short amount of time. If you're a patron, you're going to hear the full episode. If you want to become a patron and hear this episode and all the other, the hundreds of other episodes that are only available to patrons, arguably our best episodes on this 12-year podcast, you go to patreon.com and become a patron of this podcast. So if you've been thinking about that, do it if you want. It's a fun time being a patron, I think. You're on the other side of things. There's a lot of perks. You get, obviously, access to the premium episodes, but there's also YouTube Q&As that I do just for patrons and, I don't know, just various other things. So go to patreon.com, become a patron of the podcast. Do it now. Join us. Be one of us. Be one of us.